If you're like me, a movie fan, a film nerd, or a cinephile, or whatever you want to call it, then you've probably already seen on your social media accounts posts like these. Those grids illustrating the color schemes from some of the most iconic shots from your favorite movies. And again, if you are like me, you've probably thought to yourself that one day I'm going to use colors just the way they did. But where do you start? Now, I can't tell you where the Villeneuves and the Jenkins of the world started, but I can tell you how I went about it for my short film, The First Time I Never Met You. First, some basics. This is a color wheel. It displays all the hues or colors from the color spectrum. And it's a very useful tool that allows you to visualize color schemes. For example, you have the monochromatic scheme, which uses a single hue or color. The analogous scheme uses colors that are directly next to each other on the color wheel. The complementary scheme uses colors that are directly opposite each other. Those colors have the most amount of contrast between them and complement each other. The triadic scheme uses three colors that are equidistant from each other on the color wheel. There's also tetradic, split complementary, and many more. Now for The First Time I Never Met You, I used story and characters as a basis for my color choices. John, the protagonist, has lost his wife a few years prior to the start of the film. He's grieving and has isolated himself. Blue felt like a good choice to reflect that stage of his journey. Now for Esme, John's wife, being the person that he is missing, the person that completes him and even complements him, a complementary color to John's blue, which would be an orange/brown hue, made sense to represent Esme and the warmth that John's time with her represents. Now, just like a lot of time travel films, this short film plays around with the idea of rewriting history, but on a much more personal level. So I took the axis of our established complementary scheme and shifted it to a green and magenta combination. The plan was to use this now opposing complementary scheme to represent the things that threaten the version of history that our protagonist knows. Things like the orb or John's perception of reality when time begins to be affected. Now, like I said before, this is how I approached the creation of color schemes to represent ideas that I wanted to convey in the film. And I'm sure other filmmakers will approach color differently. But from my perspective, having a sense of which general colors I wanted and why I wanted them made it easier for me to communicate with the people that I would go on and try to convince to come on board of this project. Those color schemes and palettes are actually something that I included in the visual treatment for this short film that I would send around to potential collaborators, potential financiers, and backers. And for those of you who are curious or interested in this visual treatment, I have made it available to download for free. There will be a link in the description. But I would also like to hear your thoughts on color schemes. Do you like to work with them? Do you have an all-time favorite color scheme from a film or even from a single shot? Drop a comment below and let me know.